Okay, it's Thursday, May 31st, 2012 at 8:37 a.m. Special Agent Wes Mullins, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. I'm currently and I am out at this address with what's your middle name? And what's your birthday, sir? Okay. Cell phone number, home phone? Okay. You get a home number?
No, I don't have no home number.
All right. We talked briefly before this tape went on about why I'm here. You know, I'm here. I came here yesterday to talk to your mom or you about George Zimmerman and any relations you had with him. Mm-hmm. All right. So there's no surprises here. All right.
Correct.
I appreciate your time. Thank you for talking to me. You don't have to. All right. Mm-hmm. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear that everything you're about to tell me is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Correct. Yes, I do.
Okay. It's come to our attention, FDLE, that you might have worked a party with George or knew George Zimmerman in some way. How do you know him, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, George and I are close friends. You know, we're still friends. I have worked parties with him that I've been hired for security. And if they say they need a little extra more guys than what I had, I would probably have him come help me. We started hanging out around 2004, 2005.
Okay.
And he, he actually kind of helped me. I was kind of like a homebody. I was a little in a depression mode from chemo, had cancer. He kind of helped me get out the house, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah, like once I had my prosthetic, he kind of said, you need to get on your feet, get out of here. So that's kind of how we actually started being friends, really, through a third party.
Okay. There was a party, I guess, at a guy named sometime around August in 05. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Good, because I don't. Who hired you guys to work security at that party?
It was a guy who owned a company called and the guy's name was that was the name of his company. Yeah, I don't know if it's still the same name now, but
so
that's what it was.
White male, black male?
He's black male.
Okay. And he lives around here locally, or he did?
Yeah, he still does that. Well, to my knowledge, it's still over in Montgomery.
Okay. What kind of... All right. Who hired them to work security at the party? What security company did they work for? Okay. Was the security company?
No. It was his company.
Which is what? What do they do?
He just throws a lot of parties, events, house parties. I think he got a little into like club promotions, just entertainment videos, media, things like that.
All right. Now, did you get George Zimmerman hooked up with that party, or did he?
No, I got him hooked up. I told him that I was going there, and the guy needed a little more guys. He expected a bigger crowd. And, I was a little uneasy, so he said that he'll come along and be there with me.
Okay. So you offered him to come over.
Correct.
How many security jobs have you worked with George Zimmerman?
I want to say maybe like 2 to 3.
Okay. All right. Incidents where he has lost his temper or become aggressive, are you aware of any?
Lost his temper.
Like, keep it in mind, we're all human and lose our temper.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it that way, but I mean, there's
kind of like an explosive loss.
Yeah, I mean, there's some accusations that maybe at that party, residence or somewhere else, that he might have lost his temper, or other parties, or other events that he might have lost his temper.
George got mad that night. He got really mad because I got my jaw knocked out of place. I had to go to the ER for like, I think 12 hours or something like that until they knocked my jaw back in place. So, like the 3 guys that did it, when they jumped on me, they were running away, and George was trying to tell the cops they're right there, and he's pointing at the cops, and then the cops are still trying to talk to me, and I can't talk, So, George was kind of like, getting upset and worried and concerned at the same time, a whole bunch of frustrations, coming into place, and that's the only time he really got emotional, I guess, at the party.
Okay.
And they threw me in the back of a 4Runner and rushed me to the hospital.
George did too?
George and my other. Yeah.
Okay, does he live around here too?
Yeah, right there off Palm Springs.
Not that I'm going to, but how do I get a hold of him if I need to? Do you know?
I know his phone number. I can give it to you.
What is it? Okay. So your statement to me is that, yeah, George got pissed off that night, but he was pissed off because you got your job knocked out of place.
And nobody was doing anything about it. The cops, they didn't even call an ambulance,
And you guys were working security at this party the night it happened.
Correct.
What were the circumstances around you getting your jaw knocked out? Place?
The cops came, clear the house, get everybody out. And when the house was cleared, there was about 20 people in the backyard. And one of the guys from the party came and got me. He said, "Hey, I need you to come in the backyard. There's some guys getting ready to fight." And one of the other guys who lived there or was friends, he went to go out front to get the cops, when he heard that there was going to be a fight. I go in the backyard first, and I see the two guys in each other's face. I separate them.
Now you're working security.
Correct.
You have security on your shirt?
I think on the back, I think I did. I don't know if I had it on the front, but on the back I did. So I get there and I separate the two guys. I say, "Hey guys, calm down. The cops are here. Just go ahead and leave. Call it a night." Pretty much. I felt like it was a setup because as soon as I got back there and separated them, they jumped on me, both of them. And what happened is they started throwing punches at me, and I tripped over like a yard plant in the backyard. So when I fell, that's when they jumped on me. I probably got hit by more people, but I just remember 3 people hitting me.
And your jaw was dislocated?
Yeah, bleeding and everything. It was
okay, so
bad.
That's when he lost his temper.
Yeah, when he saw me in that condition, George takes a little more caring to me than a lot of people because he figures, something, if I get hurt, then it has to do with my remission from cancer and my prosthetic, so he just, I guess he was like maybe more worried than angry, and then more angry because the cops were already there and they weren't, doing anything. They were letting the guys leave, but the cops already eventually got them and they all got arrested.
Did he threaten anybody or threaten to hurt anybody at all?
No,
okay.
No.
All right. Any other times that you can think of? Any other thing that you can tell me about George that would help?
Anything they're saying about him with the...
Well, I mean, anything that I'm not asking. If I'm not asking the right questions, sometimes people don't give me all the answers or all the things that are on my mind. So the fact that I'm coming to you and asking you questions about George Zimmerman's temper makes you feel how?
I don't think you should ask me because he's his nickname was Tugboat. And the reason why we gave him that nickname is because he's the type of guy who just, he carries people through stuff. He pulls people out of jams. He's like that picker-upper guy, and...
You ever seen him in a fight?
I've never seen him in a fight. Never. The incident at the library, where he was slammed around by the cops, that's about it,
What was that?
I think, I guess the ATF, where they were doing, underage drinking sting or something, and we were inside of the library in UCF.
Okay.
And... some guy who looked like a regular guy, like one of your interns here, just came and grabbed George. Not George. One of our friends, I think, grabs him, and then just doesn't say anything. Just grabs him and pulls him outside. So we all look at each other like, "Wait, what's going on?" So we all put our drinks down because we were of age. And
you guys were having drinks in the library.
In the library.
Alcohol. Okay.
Correct.
It's honest.
So we go out there and. It was probably like maybe 5 of us that went outside, and it was George first, then I was behind him, and then some other people behind us because we didn't know what was going on. So we go outside and make a left around the corner, and all we see is like this guy holding our friend against the wall, like with his forearm kind of like in his face, yelling and stuff. So George got there first, and George's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And kind of like put his hand on the guy's shoulder. And, he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all these people wearing like street clothes just slammed them down. And one looks at me and he's like, I don't know if I can curse, but he's like, "Back the fuck up, or you're gonna get fucking tased." I was like, you guys are not cops. You know, I didn't believe them, you know.
They weren't marked in any way?
No, they were wearing all like flannel shirts and T-shirts and Billabong shirts with Billabong hats and stuff, you know. They just looked like college students. And then an older gentleman who was wearing street clothes came out, and he had his badge kind of like when you're wearing outside a shirt. And then when they slammed George on the hood of the car, they were like, "We're cops, you fucking idiot," you know. But
How long ago was that?
2005.
Was it UCF PD or was it?
I don't know. I mean, eventually they said they were ATF, you know.
Okay.
So
You mean ABT? Alcohol, beverage, tobacco?
probably, yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't know.
Those are kind of like the state alcohol guys.
Yeah, I mean, all I know they said they were agents that were trying to bust underage drinking.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know,
All right.
other than that, there's no incident whatsoever that I can even tell you that George lost his temper. You know,
Okay.
fun-loving guy.
Appreciate your time. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing off. If there's nothing else that you think I need to
No.
that I'm missing. So it's 8:48 a.m. still on Thursday the 31st. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.